Welcome to the Rooted Goddess podcast with your host, Leslie Sprague, where we talk all things wellness, woo-woo, life, and everything in between. As a small-town mom of two amazing kiddos, I understand the challenges of what it's like to stay grounded and go after your dreams. My goal for this podcast is to inspire you to root down so you can grow stronger, rise up, and let your light shine bright so you can be the goddess you are truly meant to be. Think of this as your one-stop shop. It's happy hour with a gal pal while getting truthful and heartfelt about taking the steps forward to living your best life. Welcome to the Rooted Goddess podcast. I'm your host, Leslie Sprague. So today we are going to talk a little bit about resistance. Do you notice resistance within yourself? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Or maybe it's something you've never thought of before. This is exactly why we are here to talk about this. I want to open up your awareness. So think of some goals that you have set for yourself. Perhaps you are like me and starting a new business. Or perhaps you have some health goals that you want to achieve. Or perhaps there is another goal that you're working towards. Those are the two that popped to my mind right at off the hop here. But have you ever noticed a pattern in your life? And I'm going to use myself as an example. I've been noticing a lot of resistance that I need to work through with myself lately, both personally and in my business, because I don't know if I've said this before, but how you do anything in life is how you do everything. I'm going to let that sink in for a minute. How you do anything in life is how you do everything. So if you happen to notice that you are having some resistance in a certain area, it could be that there is resistance in all areas of your life as well. So for me, let's use my personal health journey. I have been working on losing a little bit of weight. For me, the weight isn't about how I look or how I feel. Yes, that is a benefit of it, but actually the feeling part is where it is for me. I want to have more energy, and I love the way I feel after I work out, but for some reason I don't do it. And just the way your energy changes after a workout. So this is still something that I struggle with, is implementing workouts on a daily basis. So this is resistance showing up for me. Your body is used to a set point and a set pattern. So if you try and not just your body, like your whole body-mind complex, it's used to this set pattern. And when you try and go beyond that or change something in that, your bodies will throw up all kinds of red flags. For me, I would love to get in the habit, and this is something that I am working towards. I am proud to say that I actually got my butt out of bed this morning. And it's not about what time I get up or anything like that. It's more about the time that it is. Like, I like the quiet in the house when nobody's up. And it gives me time to do my thing. But quite often, I like to sleep in, or I don't get up when the alarm goes up. Oh, just 5 more minutes. And that is resistance, because my body and my mind are like, wait a second. No, this isn't normal. And it's the same with weight loss for me. Anyway, for me, I have been a certain weight for, I'm going to say, like a decade. So for me to try and lose weight, and again, it's not about the weight, it's about it's my overall health, having more energy, having more stamina. It's not about my self-image, because I can grab my belly and tell it how much I love it on the daily. Actually, I do that purposefully too, so that I remind myself that to love myself. Sometimes it's a bit of a challenge. But yes, it is a muscle that you need to work. So when these things show up, that you don't get your butt out of bed, or you don't do the journaling that you want to do, or you don't dive deeper to figure out what's going on within you, these are forms of resistance. And resistance is, in a sense, there to protect us. We think that we know what is, or our body thinks it knows what's good for us. And it doesn't, because we're always constantly growing and evolving and changing. And the resistance, actually, it just kind of came into me, is, to me, a sign that you're onto something. We have to constantly grow and change and evolve. And my dad always used to say, if you're not growing, you're dying. That's true with anything. Nature shows us that on the daily. If it's not growing, it's dying. So I am a lifelong learner, and my business coach recommended a book to me, because I notice a lot of resistance come up for me in my videos, or not in my videos, in my business. And because it's stepping out of my comfort zone. I am so comfortable with my stuff, but the resistance piece comes in for me is with visibility, putting myself out there and being who I am and sharing my gifts with the world. That's where the visibility piece comes in. And I have all kinds of resistance come up with that, because then I begin to doubt myself. I begin to worry that people are going to judge me. The list is endless. Pay attention to, if there is a goal and a desire that you want for yourself, but you find some way to avoid going after that goal, dig a little deeper with that. Maybe write a journal. Why? And maybe you started off like this. Why am I avoiding doing blank? And then just keep it flowing. Keep the energy flowing. I find pen to paper, for me personally, is better. There's just a little bit more connection and a little bit more energy coming through. And by physically moving your hand, like, it's helping to move through the process, if that makes sense. So anyway, back to the business piece. My business coach had recommended a book to me. And the book was called The War of Art. And I forget who it was by. But so I got the book on Audible, or it's the audio version of the book. And I listened to it. I really resonated with it. But guess where I stopped? I stopped at the exact place where it starts telling me about how to deal with resistance. The irony in that is like just huge. So, if there is something that you want in your life, and this is something that I am like the Staples Business Depot, like, you know how they have that like easy button, and years ago they used to have this commercial, like you'd hit the button and be like, if that was easy. I am that type of person. Like, I like to hit the easy button. But what I'm finding now is, like, if I'm not getting the results that I need, or not need, want, it's because I'm only skimming the surface. And in order to change, and you need to look, and this is something I'm going to be talking about more and more, is mindset. I've noticed this pattern within myself and within my life. I avoid doing the deep work. There is a strong, the resistance is strong with this one, me. So I'm embarking on a journey. I am dedicating myself to make these assumptions and awarenesses, and I guess assumptions isn't the right word either. I don't know why that one came out. But I need to unblock the resistance so that I can step into who I truly am meant to be. And this is so valuable, like, because this is what I want to help women, moms do. Step out of the resistance, and so that you can live your best, most joyous life. Mindset is key. And actually, I just heard this last week, or yesterday actually, and instead of, a lot of people are very busy, and I get this, but instead of saying how busy you are and that you don't have enough time in your day, switch the thoughts to, I have more than enough time in my day. Maybe you need to write it out several times, like throughout your day. I am so happy and grateful now that I have more than enough time in my day to get everything I want done. Notice how that feels in your body when you say, I am so busy, I have no time. How does that feel? How does that sit with you? For me, like, I kind of feel heavy and weighed down. But when I say I have more than enough time in my day to get everything I need to get done, that sentence just feels more lighter and uplifting even, because I know I've got enough time. So, sorry, squirrel segue there. But if you're listening to this podcast, you better get used to them, because there's a lot of squirrel segue moments with me. So getting back to resistance, notice what you notice. Pay attention to things that are going on within you. If there is a specific goal that you're attaining or want to attain but aren't, look at, is there some part of you that is resisting it? Is it that you're not fully ready? Is there some part of you that maybe believes that you can't have that goal? Or, is there a part of you that isn't ready for that goal? Because that can be part of it too. So I think that's where we're going to end, because I could continue on a little bit on, yes, I'm definitely diving deeper on mindset, and definitely going to be giving you some tools in the next episodes as they come for ways to deal with resistance and self-sabotage and all the wonderful things. But if we're not growing, we're dying. And the best way to deal with resistance is to shine a light on it. Because if it's stuck in the shadows and you're not aware of it, and you're just like, why am I, like, I want this, I'm not doing it, why am I not doing it? Like, when you shine a light on it, it lightens it up a little bit more. And maybe you do a deep dive onto, okay, why am I resisting this? And maybe it's related to something from your childhood, or in another point in your life. But yeah, I invite you to take a look at resistance. What are you resisting? Because resisting can also be about resisting the good things coming your way. And I don't know about you, but I want to make more room for the goodness that is coming my way. So I'm on a journey to clear the blocks, to open up the flow of abundance, and see how I can make a bigger impact on this world. Thank you so much for listening, and let me give you a virtual hug, big squeeze, as a token of my appreciation. At the very least, I hope you had some fun while listening, and maybe even learned a thing or two. And bonus points if I got a chuckle out of you. If you liked this episode, it would mean the world to me if you could leave me a 5-star review, or if you know someone who could benefit from listening, share it on your Insta stories and tag me at Leslie's Yoga and Wellness. Subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date with new episodes. By doing these things, it helps to get my podcast noticed so that people who need to hear my message are more attracted to it. Please feel free to stop by my website, lesliespragg.com, and grab a copy of my free Mom Self-Care Kit. While you're there, grab a free few yoga classes. Namaste, goddesses. Until next time.